B-17 Flying Fortress from the Yankee Air Force. This aircraft is Yankee Lady. The B-17. Later on in World War II, in 1944 and 1945, when we had established air superiority, we quit painting our bombers with the olive drab paint. We produced them so quickly, and we needed more and more aircraft over the skies that they quit painting them, delivered them in the natural aluminum finish like you see here today. And now, on the takeoff roll from your right, one of the most famous medium bombers of World War II, the B-25 Billy Mitchell. The B-25 served in every theater of operation during World War II. Originally designed as a medium bomber, this aircraft has been modified in the field and in production. It's one of the most effective ground attack aircraft in World War II. The B-17 Flying Fortress became symbolic of America's air power. Boeing developed the heavy bomber for the United States Army Air Corps in the 1930s. From its first introduction in 1938, the B-17 evolved through numerous designs to become the third most produced bomber of all time. First taken to the skies in July of 1935, the aircraft was promoted as a strategic weapon. The B-17 was a high-flying, long-range bomber with heavy armament. It developed a reputation for toughness based on the fact that if badly damaged B-17s were able to safely return to base. From 1936 to 1945, a total of 12,731 B-17s were built. Now watch, ladies and gentlemen, as the Queen of the Skies, the main bomber used in the daylight bombing raids over Europe in World War II, the B-17. Bombs away, and they hit the target directly. The B-17, again, one of the mainstay aircraft of the United States Air Force bombing of Europe. Now approaching from the right, the B-25 Mitchell. The B-25 medium bomber, one of the most America's famous aircraft of World War II, built by North American Aviation. Now we're going to commemorate the Doolittle raid. Watch now as the aircraft bomb bay doors will open. You're over Japan. It's 1942. Bombs away. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, 16 of these aircraft parked on an aircraft carrier. These are land-based bombers, never designed to do what they were going to do in that incredible mission in June of 1942, only 6 months after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The Japanese homeland had never been attacked, never until that fateful day when these volunteer crew members flew 16 of these aircraft and attacked Japan for the very first time in their history. In front of us, was primarily employed in the daylight strategic bombing campaign against German industrial and military targets. This complemented the RAF Bomber Command's nighttime area bombing in the combined bomber offensive to help secure air superiority over Western gentlemen, it's another bomb run for the B-25. Was a very versatile aircraft. Although originally designed to bomb from medium altitudes, it was field modified in the South Pacific for treetop strafing missions and skip bombing missions on Japanese shipping. The B-25 was also used in anti-submarine patrols in the American theater. In anti-shipping operations, the Army Air Corps had an urgent need for a hard-hitting aircraft, and North America responded with the B-25G model. The bomber nose was replaced with a hatched nose with 250 caliber machine guns and a hand-loaded 75mm cannon. It was the largest weapon ever carried by an aircraft in World War II. In July of 1942, the first United States Army Air Force B-17s were sent to England to join the 8th Air Force. And on August 17, 1942, 12 B-17s participated in the first heavy bomber raid over Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen of the Skies, from your right, the B-17 Flying Fortress. Military decoration awarded. Another pass in from your right this time, the B-25. Listen to the sound of those radial engines as she's on target for another bomb run. The B-25 was also used by the Navy and Marines and was designated the PBJ-1. Most PBJs were operated by the Marines as land-based bombers and began service in March of 1944. The last flight of a B-25 in the United States Air Force inventory was in May of 1960, and the final B-25 to be retired from military service was in Indonesia, believe it or not, in 1979. B-17 to be retired from military service was by the Brazilian Air Force in 1968. Again, from 1936 to 1945, over 12,700 B-17s were built, and only a handful of these aircraft still fly today. The B-17 is powered by 4 Wright R-1820 turbo supercharged radial engines, producing 1,200 horsepower each. Normally, the B-17 carries a crew of 10 and has a wingspan of over 103 feet. The range of the B-17 is approximately 2,000 miles, a maximum bomb load of about 8,000 pounds. You know, I love museums. Museums are awesome. They're great. Nothing wrong with a museum. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing like watching these aircraft do what they were designed to do, and that's fly. And that's why great organizations like the Commemorative Air Force, the Yankee Air Force, and many others who have spent so many countless hours and untold amounts of money to keep these history lessons in the sky. As we remember the greatest generation who rose to the occasion and defended this country literally all around the world. And while we've got just a few moments while those aircraft are inbound for landing, do we have any veterans with us this weekend? If you are a veteran of any of our armed forces, please raise your hand. If you're a veteran, now the rest of us, let's put our hands together for these men and women. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you. And to all of our current military personnel on the base with us this weekend, thank you for continuing to carry on the torch of freedom that we so much appreciate. At least I do anyway. Some of the most incredible history lessons we see here today, ladies and gentlemen. The B-17, the B-25, just two of the amazing aircraft that defended freedom all around the world. And my hat is always off to the men and women who take the time and effort to keep these beautiful aircraft in the air so that, again, we can Learn from history. Learn about the sacrifice and a time when this country really came together and made a difference. Inbound for landing to B-25. This particular aircraft called Panchito. A beautiful aircraft. You get a chance to, after they land and are taxied back in and we get the engine shut down, they'll open up the area so that you can get close to the aircraft and get a close-up look at these beautifully restored aircraft. Again, the countless hours it takes to keep these planes going. I mean, you can't run down to your favorite aircraft parts store and find parts for a lot of these aircraft. Many times, they have to be remanufactured. Thousands of these planes would fill the sky at one time. And today we only have a handful of these aircraft to still remember the great sacrifice that was made between 1939 and 1945. A time that we should all learn about. The great sacrifices that are made for you and for me. The countless men who laid down their lives during World War II. Just out of curiosity, do we happen to have any World War II veterans with us this weekend?